not a line. Comes back around, you regain your mind. You be ready for the energy I challenge in my rhyme. Remedy the pedigree, the jeopardy of mind when the world acts and burn him, and that was so cool. They were your.
I look different, and I know it. I just wanted to try something different with my hair. I got kind of bored of the braids, so I was like, I'll just wear it natural. So this is what we get. Hello, my favorite people. You guys have been requesting more and more and more British rapper reactions. You wanted Stormzy, I gave you that. You wanted Dave, I gave you that. And now you're telling me to react to AKALA, Fire in the Booth. And I'm giving you that. So one thing that I've noticed, apart from UK drill and grime, is that the generic sound of UK rap is still as fire as drill and grime. So with this Fire in the Booth reaction, I feel like it's going to be the same power, same presence on the song. I don't really know much about this AKALA person, but I assume they're going to be spitting bars, spitting facts, and doing it effortlessly. So yeah, let's get into it. Subscribe if you're new here because we do a lot of UK reactions. We do a lot of Little Mix, Stormzy. I'm trying to get more into the culture also, so you will be able to see my growth as an American, learning about European and British culture. But more specifically, we do a lot of UK rap reactions, so you'll get overloaded with content. And don't forget to like the video because my goal for this video is 400 likes, and I know we can get that, so make sure you scroll down and press the thumbs up. All right, all that being said, let's get into AKALA Fire in the Booth Part 1 reaction. Oh, and a lot of y'all were talking about how I didn't mention Idris Elba in my Stormzy Vossi Bop reaction, and I didn't talk about Idris Elba because I didn't know who Idris Elba was until y'all started commenting and calling me out for it. So there you go. Let's get into AKALA Fire in the Booth, Part 1. Men and women, give me your opinions on the new hairstyle.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yo. Okay. Yo.
He doesn't look like your typical rapper, I'll say that. He looks like some guy you'll just see on the block or on a walk, so that rhymed. Okay.
Yo.
I like you. You're like a tiger.
Yes, I grew up an adult in a single parent family. Been through a little bit of tragedy. Yes, I was around drugs and violence before the day that I started secondary. That's part of it.
Whoa. Okay, first of all, his technique, I would be like tripping over the words and like spitting every 5 seconds, but he enunciates every single word and so fast. And on top of that, his accent, I have to like try to focus to understand him, but so far, yeah, he's good.
Not half of it, get the picture, the rest ain't necessary. Growing up, got a little caught up. That ain't even half of my life. Also given the knowledge of self, that is all we actually need to survive. If you saw me, age 9, reading Malcolm, just fine. Teachers still treat.
Oh! So he's smart. Malcolm, he said, if you caught me age 9 reading Malcolm, just fine. Malcolm X, I'm assuming. He probably was reading like the ideology Malcolm X had. At age 9.
Me stupid students that couldn't speak English, they put me in groups with. The irony is, some of
the
the first
teachers
to give me schooling, you were called gangsters. I already explained that we know what the truth is. They used to say, don't be like me. Yeah, I got a name and dough on the street. Nighttime comes, I can't sleep. It's the part that rappers don't speak. We don't hit the vocals, we're thugs. Don't come.
Dude, his different flow. I'm going back. What was he saying about the teachers? Like they were calling him stupid because he couldn't speak English?
Speak English, they put me in groups with. The irony is, some of the first man to give me schooling, you were called gangsters. I already explained that we know what the truth is. They used to say, don't be like me. Yeah, I got a name and dough on the
shit.
Nighttime comes,
Yeah.
I can't sleep. It's the part that rappers don't speak. We don't hit the vocals, we're thugs. Don't come out the room wanna sell drugs. If we got the right guidance.
We don't come out of the womb wanting to sell drugs. Oh my god. He's doing the same stuff that Dave was doing on his Brit Awards performance. Talking about stereotypes, talking about how the environment you're brought into shapes who you are. It's not your fault. Even in the beginning of the freestyle, I'm gonna say this is a freestyle. In the beginning, he was talking about how his family had to struggle and his mom was a single parent. So he's saying basically he never had it easy, but yet here he is still Fire in the Booth.
That rappers don't speak, we don't hit the vocals, we're thugs. Don't come out the room wanna sell drugs. If we got the right guidance and love, would we find people just like us? How could?
If we had the right guidance and love, my people would be fine. like whenever in rap they actually talk about stuff, and it's not just like like this mumble rap that's going around in the United States right now, or like talking about gang violence and money and having sex, and you know, talk about something that's real. And I've only found apparently every single UK rapper is able to do this, because this is the third guy that I'm reacting to and he has sense in his music. But whenever I think of UK or American rap, all I think of friggin' is like what I said before: gang violence, sex, drugs, and partying.
Don't come out the room while I sell drugs. If we got the right guidance and love, would we find people just like us? How can I not the hustle to get by? How do you think I ate as a child? Judge no one, done many things wrong. Just don't boast about it in songs, but listen to my older bars. I was just as confused as you probably are, but you grow when you learn. Have one cut, one too many man, you know, get caught. One too many man.
So not only is he talking about a lifestyle that he knows a lot of people will relate to, but he's actually saying, like, listen to what I'm saying. I know you felt this. Like, there's a way to get out of it. He's basically forming a connection between his lyricism and the listener, both by the experience, and also he's like calling a call of action, I guess.
Living doctors end up spending the whole life boxed up. You learn if you study, so set out just to make them money. No cover, it's all about getting poor people to fight with one another, so it's logical that us killing our brothers, dissing our mothers.
He's talking shit. He said it's all about getting us to hate one another, dissing our mothers.
Right in line with the dominant philosophy of our time, but time is a cycle, not a line. Comes back around you again, your mind.
Yeah,
Ready for the
yeah.
end, channeling my rhyme. Remedy the pedigree, jeopardy your mind when the world is.
Look at his face. He knows he's killing it. Remedy the pedigree. Holy crap.
Our brothers, dissing our mothers is right in line with the dominant philosophy of our time, but time is a cycle, not a line. Comes back around you again, your mind. If you're ready for the energy, I'm channeling my rhyme. Remedy the pedigree, jeopardy your mind when the world is. Never just a crime. We can all fight when the brothers overcomes. Harder to fight the one who makes guns. We can all talk, get $2. Harder to be the one who seeks knowledge. If we understood economics with.
How is he not running out of breath? How is this 9 minutes long? How? Who is AKALA? How is this 9 minutes long? I'm shook.
Money's nothing, think nothing of it. Money is a means to get wealth, not the wealth itself. And don't get confused, far from broke. All that you see me do, I own, but I won't hang what I make around my neck. I know from where the diamonds came, but I do literally own a library.
I don't hang it from my neck. I know where the diamonds came from. Africa, from slavery.
Definitely cost more than your chain and businesses and property. Far from starving, I eat quite properly, and I don't care.
Sheesh. He's flexing, but like, he's doing it in a way that we wouldn't know. You know, rappers walk around with their jewelry, their Patek's on their wrist, their Richard Mille watches. He's flexing his properties, his investments, his stocks, which probably bring in more money, or is more... Okay, not only does that show his wealth, but it's also bringing him more wealth. Because every day that passes in those type of businesses, you accrue more money. Buying a stupid watch is just a loss of money. So you're... Oh my god, it's a difference.
Don't know what asset from a liability, they never been shown or told the difference. So they don't change situation. Richest man in Britain is Asian. That's significant, not coincidence.
The richest man in Britain is Asian. An immigrant. America can't relate, but that's cool. Does he have more money than the royal family? I assume not. I assume not. Not. I assume. That was my attempt at a London accent.
People build businesses not by flossing, going out shopping, giving out the culture for everyone's profit. Who runs Hollywood? Indian people. Who runs our ish? So we shake our ass and dance as if racism just upped and vanished. But has it? No, it's right on course. And so by the train to ignore. Let me not just make sweeping statements. Give me a second. I'll explain. The small amounts of drug.
Oh, I love that. Let me not just make sweeping statements. He basically said there's racism still prevalent right now. And obviously you will have those people who are like, how? You just want to say that, but show me where it is. Like, in a lot of my Stormzy reactions, and even the Dave reaction, they called out Boris. And y'all were saying Boris is racist, blah, 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 blah. And then on the other side of the coin, there were also people saying, don't listen to these people. Boris is the best prime minister we've ever had. He's not racist. They just say that because they don't like him. And then someone told me about what he said about the watermelon smile. And I was like, that's all I need to hear. Fuck Boris. That's all I need to hear.
Possession is more black people in jail in America than there is for rape and armed robbery and murder all put together. You can say they're just locking up.
Facts.
Imagine in prison every middle class kid that ever held drugs. Oh, that's right, that'd be your kids. Bigger than that. What is going on with this?
He looked at the camera.
Private business to get paid 50k per year per inmate by the state. Just wait. Also leave.
I wish I got 50k a year.
Represent inmates as slaves, cheap slave labor, big corporations that come out of jail when they can't get a job. So when we celebrate going to jail, we are literally celebrating enslavement. Add to that.
The American rap industry celebrating going to jail, you're literally supporting enslavement, basically. Because once you get out of jail, what can you do other than do things to get you right back into jail? It's a constant cycle.
That you live in, engineered social condition that breeds crime by design. Where do you think you get your? Yeah, you could say that they're just black, but I like to deal with facts. In the 1920s, you would have found in America black towns, prosperous centers of economics to education to make you proud. But some people couldn't bear that the former slaves would not just lie down to the KKK and other hate groups. Burn those towns to the ground, killing hundreds if it ain't understood. You think you were always living in the hood? It's only been 60 years since the hung blacks and burned them, and that was so cool. They were your.
He's talking American history here. How we started... I talked about this in my... I don't remember if it was my Volsi Bop reaction or my Dave Live at the Brits 2020 reaction. But basically, they made it to where we weren't allowed... When I say we, I mean black people back in the day. They made it to where you weren't allowed to vote. So they silenced your voice that way so that you weren't able to change the circumstances or vote in people who had a better perspective on life. You'd be able to change your place in the world. You weren't able to vote. They took that chance away from you. You weren't able to read. So that way you can't read contracts or understand what provisions were given to you. You wouldn't be able to make a wise decision and know, yes, this is good for me, no, it's not. So many different things. You weren't allowed to sit at the same counter as white people. You weren't allowed to use the same water fountain as white people. You weren't allowed to use the same restroom as white people. You weren't paid the same wages, if any at that. All this literally just to keep you below standard. So it wasn't even that they thought of you below. They realized that you had the potential to be great, and they didn't want that opportunity for you to achieve your greatness because that would hurt them.
Picnic baskets even gave kids the day off school. Go see a lynching. Have a picnic, it's fun to watch the little monkeys die. And people act a little dysfunctional. You wanna pretend.
When he says monkeys, does he mean black people? Watch the little monkeys dying?
No, why? If your colour means you can be killed and you're powerless to get justice about it, is it difficult to figure out how you would then end up feeling about it? And that ain't excuses, just dealing with the roots of abuses that make a reality. We're a generation of young men speak of ourselves as dirt casually. That's America, this Britain. Something similar, some different. In this country,
I love his flow. Not only do I like what he's saying, but I love how he's changing his different cadence. It's great. And the fact that this was made in 2011, or is it? Can you say 2011 or 2011? I feel like no one says 2020. What year is it? 2020? I don't know. What am I talking about?
Ain't excuses, just dealing with the roots of abuses that make a reality. We're a generation of young men speak of ourselves as dirt casually. That's America, this Britain. Something similar, some
different.
In this country, the first enslaved were the working class. What's changed? Worse conditions.
What's changed?
Look where you live and yet you go to the pub. Friday night you will fight with a guy, don't know what for. Won't fight with a guy shooting a tight who send your kids to die in a war.
What is this jacket? They keep zooming out onto it. Mr. International? Is that the DJ, I guess?
Send the kids of the rich to the politicians. It's your kids, the poor British. Are the same to go and die in the foreign land. For these wars that you don't understand. Yeah, they say you are British. And that lovely patriotism they feed you. But in reality, you have more in common with immigrants.
Same as America. The reason, for those of you who say Americans are so stupid or whatever, and we don't know anything about the rest of the world, is because we're taught that we don't need to know anything else about the other world because we're the best. That's the mindset and ideology that America has. And, I can admit that because I'm an American. Growing up in school, we did the pledges, we were always taught, you love this country, you need to fight, you give your life for this country. And yet, you were treated different. You didn't look like the people next to you. And you have more in common, as he said, with the immigrants and the people who were enslaved. So it's just so confusing to be able to form an identity, I guess, in America and Britain. Let's go back and hear that again.
Go and die in a foreign land for these wars that you don't understand. Yeah, they say you are British and that lovely patriotism that feeds you, but in reality you have more in common with immigrants than with your leaders. I know both sides of my family, black and white, a fed ghetto mentality, reality in this system. Poor people are dirt regardless of shade. But with that said, let's not pretend that everything is the same.
And on top of that, what he said was fire.
Into Britain. If you had a criminal record, you couldn't get in. That ain't protected for all of the stupid abuses they will be living. Kicked in the teeth, stabbed in the streets, many times firebombed our houses.
Yeah. Oh my god. What is up with y'all in... Only in Britain I've heard stories about just you're walking to the grocery store and you get... That's weird. I'll admit, that's weird.
Through our letterbox, and of course the cops did so much about it. Daily, up to the 80s, people spitting in my tongue because I was a goose baby. But of course, that has had no effect on why today we are crazy. And none of this was for anything.
They spat on him?
They were just dark and breathing to ease the guilt now for all of this treatment, constant stereotypes and needed. So if I celebrate how big the flips that I'm flipping, flips that I'm sticking, kicks that I'm hitting, I'm playing my position. But if I teach a kid to be a mathematician,
he was like, back in the day I was ridiculed, but now if I started talking about the money I'm making, the girls I'm banging, anything, my investments, my success now, you wouldn't even know it's the same person.
How to get a prison when materialism is no longer our religion. What do you think we got now?
What?
To be a mathematician. Messing with the schism, how to get a prison when materialism is no longer our religion. What do you think we got now?
I don't know what he said.
Private prison for profit. That mean when your kids go jail, people make money off it. So keep environments that breed crime, build more jails at the same time. Market badness to the kids in the rhymes.
Jail. So he's basically saying jail is basically just a part of capitalism. It's just another business venture, which it really is. Which is sad because there's so many different details. Not only does it strip the life away from people, but it strips it goes after one demographic more than the other.
Kids ain't dying, it's fine. Get them to the point where some are so lost they actually believe if they don't celebrate killing themselves off. But it's because they're soft. Was Malcolm soft? Was Marley soft? Tell me, was Marcus Garvey soft? Well, was Muhammad...
Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. I don't know. Peaceful protest. That was what Martin Luther King was all about. But if that would have worked, would we still be fighting for the same changes and talking about the same stuff from then to 2012, 2011, when this was made, to now 2020, and we're still having the same protest? So, something's not working. Something's not working.
He's soft. Nah, I think not, but they want us to think that the bold is cool. Being unbold is all we could do. We don't control the wholesale production, so who benefits from us moving the food? All thinking there's no way out of old life, but Malcolm X used to hustle on the roadside. When Marcus Garvey organized more than 6 million people with no Facebook or Twitter. Why is it something you can't eat? One of my own homeboys did attend straight.
Why do they keep doing, like, they don't let him finish the bar? I was trying to listen to what he was saying about Marcus Garvey, and then, what is that all about?
The boxing yard, now what's he doing? Passing his doctorate. Don't tell me that it's too hard. Who trained you to believe you're inferior? Son, go ever though in Nigeria are the remain.
Who ever taught you to believe you're inferior? Something, Nigeria. It's a mindset that we kind of develop ourselves. Like, you see what others have in the life you have. You see the things they're able to do that you're not able to do. And you can tell that there's a difference. And let's be honest, one has it better off than the other. So obviously you think you're inferior. And I feel like it's not until you learn about yourself, your culture, where you come from, that you start to believe, or that you start to realize the difference is wrong, and you're just as good as the other. I feel like that just comes with maturity and aging.
Of an ancient moat that 1,000 years ago, 20 meters wide, 70 down. Round the remains of an ancient town that's 400 square miles around. 400 square miles around. Please don't believe me. It was a documentary on BBC, but we ain't studying history. Too busy watching MTV, and MTV said we're platinum.
What? Something about BBC, which I know is like y'all's. What would you equate that to in America? Fox News or something? Or CNN? I thought BBC, though, was like about, what is BBC? A news station? Or they just tell stories? But like on a high budget. I don't know.
Nigeria are the remains of an ancient moat some 1,000 years ago. 20 meters wide, 70 down. Round the remains of an ancient town that's 400 square miles around. 400 square miles around.
Okay, so he's basically demolishing the idea that Africa is just a place of savages who have no technology, no advancements in civilization. It was just not like a crazy town. He's basically saying there was a village that was created, 400 square feet, industries, industrialization. It was a place of civilization, basically, is what he's saying. So the idea that Africa is just was just tents and savagery is wrong. I mean, obviously we know that whenever you kidnap, you kidnap kings and queens, so.
Please don't believe me, it was a documentary on BBC, but we ain't studying history, too busy watching MTV, and MTV said, we're platinum. Now everybody wanna go and wear platinum, and MTV said,
what's platinum?
Now everybody wanna go and pop magnum, and MTV said, drink prune juice. You will start hearing that in tune soon. Hey, today I wore my Cartier, is it now more important what I got to say? Oh, when I drive a Mercedes, by the way, so everybody listen to what I got to say. Does that make you all happy? But if my head's still nappy, drinks.
He's talking about he has Cartier, he drives a Mercedes. Does that make you happy? Well, guess what? My hair is still nappy. So basically the wealth you have gives you power, which is still, it's true. But I'm trying to figure out why he mentioned my hair is still nappy. He's saying he's still a black man, regardless of all that stuff. So it's kind of like haha jokes on you, maybe?
So some mad at me, but on the mic ain't not one bad as me. All of this here's good for the rhyme. Put us in the same place at the same time, and it's clear to everybody I'm out of my mind. Some of these guys are running out of their rhymes. Clear to everybody that has got ears. I'm the guy that they just might fear that they want to get near, but they can't have a peer. Oh dear, I'm hard liquor, you just like beer. Front on the kid for another 5 years. Come to my shows and some criteria mean that much to them. It's a movement. I don't speak for myself, but a unit. Black, white, man, woman. Anyone who respects truth, we put in. Dudes are like no dinner, we're just putting.
I love how he's literally just having fun at this point. Like, he's gone on now 6, almost 7 minutes of just straight fire coming from his mouth. It's literally fire in the booth. For straight, no stutters, no. There was only one part that I didn't really understand what he was saying, but AKALA.
Something pudding. You can never ever be with a level on. Our songs get played out never 11. We speak for the people properly, not for the old fat guys in offices and the girls rapping. Ain't fair, you can't even be bothered to comb his hair. Anyway, that's enough kissing my own ass. Back to the more important task of being so shower. I got half the hood screaming, knowledge is power. And I ain't saying that'll change that, but I do know this for a fact. Right now there's a youth on your block with his hands on his boot, straight screwed up. So he don't care, don't give up. That he won't let nobody call his bluff, but the words go in. Open your chakras, once that's happened, there is no going backwards. You start to see what is really happening. Who the enemy you should be attacking is. So read, stop on the block, read, sitting in the box.
Read, stop going to the block, read. Knowledge is power, basically.
Read, don't let them say what you can achieve. Because when people are enslaved, one of the first things they do is stop them. Read.
Like I said, slaves weren't allowed to read. Because if you can't read, you can't change the position you're in, basically.
Understood that intelligent people would take their freedom. Because if we knew our power, we would understand we can't be held down if we knew our...
I love what he just said. Freedom isn't just having rights to do things. Freedom is being able to walk somewhere and not get killed. Freedom is be able to go for a jog and not have people cross the street because they're afraid of you. Freedom is not having different little laws put in place to basically keep one group of people in a worse off situation than another. Freedom isn't just saying you're allowed to do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want, freedom of speech. Freedom is making sure that every law passed, everyone in a sense of power, whether it's the government or the police, has the best viewpoint on people. Because I don't know, it's inevitable, not every person in power is going to be rightfully so in power. Not everyone's going to deserve it. And I'm just like, how do we fix this? How do we fix the world? And that's a little more than my tiny hands can deal with.
We would not elevate not one of these clowns if we knew our power. We wouldn't get arrogant when we get 2 pennies if we knew our power. We would see what everybody sees that we're rich already. But never mind, MCs go run for your mummy. I'm hungry, I run for my tummy.
He said we would see that we're rich already. And I feel like black people are starting to realize that, honestly. Like, there's something special about us, because if there wasn't, why would everyone hate us? But they hate us in one moment, but then try to recreate what we already have. Whether it's hairstyles, fashion, music, features, lips, booty, you know. They hate us one moment, but then try to recreate for themselves what we already have.
It's enough. Back to worshiping money. I'm off. Back to the study.
He's cute. Okay, so that was the DJ. The thing that surprises me so far about AKALA is how effortless that was, but also the fact that the things he was talking about in 2011 are still prevalent to what we're doing right now in 2020. Which even makes me go back to Martin Luther King. The same things he was marching for, we're still marching for now, all over the world. It's not just in Montgomery, Alabama. It's in Paris. It's all over the world. I think this is just a moment, but I don't know if it's going to be a movement. There's a difference. If you want me to elaborate, I can in the comment section. Make sure you like this video. Let's get 400 likes, and subscribe if you're new here, because we're going to be doing more UK rapper reactions. And I love doing reactions. You guys just have to recommend them to me or suggest a different video or song, and I will film a video to it. AKALA was fire. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.